All right, guys, pain. Pain is your friend. We do not believe here at Full Circle Coaching in the mantra of, no pain, no gain. That is a big mistake. So pain is your friend, and it's just your body talking to you and telling you that something is off. And it's definitely something to pay attention to. What I like to do with my athletes is give them a scale of 1 to 10. Where is the pain on that scale? And we have a rule of thumb. If the pain is above a 5, if it's 5 to 10, you stop what you're doing immediately, and we need to assess and figure out what's causing the pain. There's always a reason you have pain. Maybe you went too fast than you were structurally ready for, meaning you don't have the strength in your joints to handle the unstable movement of running faster. Maybe you ran too long before you were ready. There's a 10% rule for a reason. We don't want to increase volume or intensity more than 10% at a time to help keep you injury-free and safe. What could be causing the pain is your shoes, right? You know I'm not a fan of like high-heeled running shoes and those big cushion running shoes, but are your shoes big enough, right? Are your feet able to splay, your toes able to splay in there and your arch flatten? Do you need a new pair of shoes, meaning they're just worn out? That's like really important because you can look at the bottom of the shoe and see how worn it is in different places. Another thing to look at is muscular imbalances, right? So are you tight, too tight, you haven't been stretching, or you're just not strong enough to handle the amount of training that you're doing, and you need to improve your strength in your body, your core, before you continue. So there's always a reason, and we want to get help, right? So doing our own self-massage is a great tool, but also referring to a physical therapist as needed. But you can actually get out of pain pretty quickly if you don't overdo it and listen to your body and stop so that you don't make the injury worse. So pain is your friend. Let's pay attention to it. And of course, let your coach know right away as soon as you have any issues so that we can address the situation and you get you back on the road as quickly as possible. One more tip for pain is avoiding NSAIDs like Advil and Tylenol. You honestly don't want to take that stuff, and unless it's an absolute necessity, for a short period of time, like 48 hours. What that does is they block your body's pain, right? So you don't know that you're still hurt, right? So you can actually injure yourself worse by taking the NSAIDs. And I prefer to use natural supplements for pain and reducing inflammation. Fish oils are great, turmeric and curcumin. Deep Blue, made by doTERRA essential oils. They have a capsule as well as a topical that are both helpful in helping reduce inflammation. RICE, which is rest, ice, compress, and elevate, is an old adage or an old acronym that actually does not apply. When someone gets injured, they actually want you to move, of course, unless it's a broken bone or something like that. But if it's a muscular injury, you don't want to stop doing everything. You actually want to take action to help yourself feel better by taking these natural anti-inflammatories, not Advil or Tylenol, and doing gentle movement and perhaps some KT tape. So those are all resources for you to help you manage the pain, keep moving, and get back to running as quickly as possible.